It's time for MrBayes. MrBayes, yeah. Link is above, and let's go over and see where you get the data that'll go into this. So you're going to need an alignment. It's going to be already aligned, which means that every sequence is exactly the same length with enough gaps to make sure that they're each exactly the same length. Anything else and MrBayes will break and you will cry. So get them aligned first. Fortunately, that's easy. So let's go. Cluster Omega, you paste in your things, whatever, and the way you get them aligned in the format we want is you go down here and you select Pearson Fast A. That's the one that's going to get you the correct alignment. The results when they come out will look something like this. So here's my two sequences. Here are some gaps in them. You can just select that. You can also download it, which just takes you to a page where you can, again, select it or save it. And then boom. You can take that and you can put it in the little box here, and so that's fine. Or you can upload it. Now it can usually tell the difference between protein and DNA or RNA, but if you feel like specifying, you can specify. Otherwise, AutoSelect will take care of that for you. If you have an alignment already that's saved in some reasonable format, you can just load it from here. You don't have to paste it in. And then down here are all the parameters that you can modify. I generally like an HKY is a very basic substitution model, as is the GTR. They're both fine. And we're going to default on that generally. For the most part, you're not going to change anything in this first section unless you have very specific goals in mind and need to change it for that. We're always going to drop it down to 1,000 generations because otherwise that takes forever. And it's fine to sample our tree every 10 generations, or we can bump that up even. All right. And then with these sorts of calculations, it is actually a good idea to have a burn-in, which means that at the start, when it's just doing sort of random walking, the trees are going to be really bad, and so this is going to burn the first couple of them. Like, I don't know, if you're playing poker and you burn a card, that's the same thing. You just, yeah, it's a good thing to do. There's not a particular number that you always have to do. Generally, I would leave it on the default. And then if you're running anything more than 1,000 generations, you need to put your email address in there, and that's going to be fine. And then bam, you hit submit. And it will see you on the other side with a result, which is going to be a phylogenetic tree estimated using Bayesian mathematics for the alignment which you put in. Now, if you put in a bad alignment, you're going to get a bad tree. Garbage in, garbage out, as my mother used to say. So, yeah, you want to make sure your alignment at least looks plausible and has all things in it that have been tested by various statistical tests that actually have, you know, E-values or P-values and are actually, apparently, beyond a reasonable doubt, homologs. Yeah, there you go. All right, so MrBayes, easy to use, but takes a while.